And a belated wish to you, Irajwa and Payangson of the Crown and Glory School, Bawe. It's from ACP Dr. Herbert Gustav Youngson and Mrs. Patricia Youngson. Your siblings are not being and Araba, sending you love. Yet what you Jimmy soon me can say Professor Kweku Asare at Freno Kweku Azahh Abba Studio no ano paper say you don't know come kakani bisa na adventure on your mabakumi no Prof Mache
Kwame mejoso
akwa banso
me da se
ya print komo ya che mada ene de aba ya da so nya ho ada je no pay na Prof we dey my mimisa I didn't hear from Kweku Azahh
Kwame yo we dey we bisa asem kese me dey so we bisa because senior o eche wadwen no ya sure say sa na eche amount for adwen but answer na beka sa na me say me mama iti enti no
oh mama iti nice
anti comfort Kwame so che out
anti comfort e mo achi o
Kweku Azahh no enye very complicated they French co school no Augustine St. Augustine's na ye French ni teacher Monsieur Ba na Asare no ontimi nka enti why no a z is a French for no s no ya na o me ni z and ar no why na a enti offer me Kweku Azahh na aka ho aye Kweku Azahh enti obi a call guest in say o ka Kweku Azahh obitima explain am very easily
I see
French
na yes na pape Azahh na yede eti Kweku Azahh no na Kweku Asare no
na
aye Kweku Azahh ana be wudin aka
anya bidin aka so no
Prof we are professor in what we are prof for them
me a prof in accounting me accounting wo School of Administration then I'm a co-abroad so me say PhD in accounting. I've been teaching accounting for a very long time. A professor of accounting.
Now, what's a lawyer ni?
Me say a lawyer so Florida for Florida.
Who's your idea hombre? Obi a professor in accounting sounds like a lawyer ni.
You say accounting no any law no very related because in how you apply rule be yama the accounting no apply rules laws who apply rules so share BBC special prosecutor ni say adwuma oye no bebre hia say obenim accounting ana oni wo ma omunim accounting ebeye adwuma because most of the enema na or investigate no eye di obroni friend of financial crimes.
Okay.
A crime be a waya na boni be a wubi a wedia wan ko boni pa wan ko but who de neman in banks e di CAC into also be a onim accounting onim audit trail eboa and yes as a lawyer keke no very difficult to say obeti financial crimes as because you have a money laundering say no unim accounting here untimi ntiase into school no me class be a friend forensic accounting.
Which is forensic accounting?
Forensic accounting. As a forensic accounting, lawyers be fax our class no.
Okay.
Because here that type of class to do their work. No Ghana say no say omo forensic accounting or you be law school for us but enya dia kra omo but the idea so per se we prosecution of financial crimes unim ye answer na what me aye no.
Yes, sorry Kenya is
keke. Because I specialize nipa use the knowledge of accounting and business to hide an ema. And you know, so say who nim accounting no untimi hu de oye no intimi nti ase enko prosecute no ye.
Wow, very interesting combination. A professor in accounting who's also a lawyer. Tese be bia be fe bia no be kire ware. Na nipa bebre so bisa say uti Florida, uti United States of America. Or now you adwuma, or now kire ade ni ade. Ase say be wani nka ho. De bia onam Ghana nsemu. Na your famous tagline de bia no achiro bibi. Ah, Ovie. Papa unim no.
Na pen na machine.
And then the first stage.
You Martin.
Alioni. Oni pa.
Ya ma omoni adwuma.
That's it.
On na moni pa da. Eso ochoro say dey. Prof, I answer when in ka bia de bia wanu organa nsemu. Di answer.
Some ya Ghana ni. So we Ghana ni a Ghana nsem ebe ya ode. No matter baby awo. Utu kwan ko Ivory Coast ana oko America ana oko Britain na no nkyere se Ghana no afi umoja mu Ghana ni wo umoja mu forever intina ya wo wa na yese motherland no o ko hia your motherland intino metimi catcher man for say look me call abrochire nyene so me so daye about abrochire da bia me so daye na bibia me ye wo Ghana ha. Inti anya se maninka baby ame wo no. Na emom esan se me Ghana ni no. Na esan se these days technology no aboa se ehu hia se wo Ghana ansa na obetimi a contribute to Ghana no. O say you take advantage. Me sometimes me share class e wo China na me wo US.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because of technology. Because of technology, yes, those days no, not ye afraid be brain drain.
Yeah.
Like that, adrenal adjani. Say brain drain anywhere CBM. Your body drain, body no any Ghana. But to brain no there, you bit my use no Ghana has still. There are a lot of issues among 4 years. They contact me, then they be huma drain. Norm their account almost huma drain home now back account. So, who Florida? No interest. Ghana nsem enye wasembiem na Ghana nsem no start enye those days before social media Facebook no na West Africa those days the only time you can talk about Ghana is what mail what email no what wadwin na what post akoma West Africa so call
that's West Africa magazine
magazine ma obeku say ma tro niema bebre ansa na mauli chemone operating crime wom koye ochiami at Africa Online. Ye course now Ghana web buy and Sakra na Facebook ever. We have been in the trenches for a very, very, very long time.
It be my impression say in Casano. What in Florida hona sabi or you okay when you be no or you okay na debi or try no or fire for hasa. It's as if say Kweku Azahh say area no Ghana should be some milk and honey cream inti otihona church on unim. Do you get feedback sometimes?
No, me feedback. No feedback I mean nyina positive because niema ya me ye no niema nipa bebre enim say the American no ye no kware but yeah na sometimes aha no the way system ni tie no akokka na wankokka ni ya no akotia obi nai so intino ya na man for a low profile but asema American no say asema American ye no kware so far law school semia so far one of the things are now omoye instead was still omoye speaker swear ni in the president ni vice president etu kwan ya about 2002 and I'm starting case sadia amoye constitution in kase monyesa na denti na moyesa munjai me kai o mamti nti e di ko Supreme Court kra ma mi ko lusu ya say Supreme Court say as a president vice president ni tu kwan ya na o say womu swear speaker until recently do aja we ka say my brain mo swear me indodo me ma mo swear me in bio kwa me de ntia me ka sa niema no say sometimes me who problem a ebeba one day no ye be elected president from one party
Yeah.
Near electing majority parliament from another parties. Now it's a skirt and blouse government. Now who president no vice no one party mutu kwanya. Now other opposition speaker no ebe swaying as president. A lot of bad things can happen.
You make me take decisions.
And so to avoid these bad things no. Ain't na sometimes no problem no wa uhua aso okano as a Ghana no. Aristotle and Okana same say man nipa by nature no political animal. And he say oh yes citizen na say President Akufo-Addo can say yenye citizens ma yenye spectators. That's what it means. Who yes citizen who are responsibility say ube play active role in the political community. One yes now all responsibilities as a citizen or shake no.
Yamra Law School, one of our biggest pet subjects. A bibia watch ho aka ho adem so o dia court kra na.
Dia court.
E dey asem with the law school.
Kwame. Law school asem no sifim adia sebi yare ho yie. If you say a man-made problem enipa aye. Ehia say ye benya sa problem no. Kwame me accountant.
Yeah.
Who say make about accounting profession. Me doctor but your medical profession. Asame pa I can make a chain say you a lot of professions. But adentina obian ka say accounting profession ye say na medical profession. Adentina ye law school kwa na de bia ye ka ho asem. Because law school no what might create problem bi wo ho a man for ya kan ye because Supreme Court say ya kan ma Supreme Court ka say ma wini asem America no. One use model bia Kwame ye no in 1959 Ghana School of Law no
60 years ago
60 years ago those days no Ghana no you started my little history the first time I pass law I just say practicing law 1876 one year Supreme Court ordinance now those days no be anya lawyer international unma sem kan na wakojina court na wakasem na kakra bi ko abrochire ekoye ins na mo back na mo ye lontino 1958 and a papa bi your friend Geoffrey Bing no ye attorney general no ka say lawyers are woma kwaba ni nyina ye conservative e wo UP inti ne be den na ye betima train CPP lawyers in tem and one more a compete ye pe lawyers bia ye pe university educated lawyers kra and also okay solution is ye create Ghana School of Law. That's the origins of the Ghana School of Law to train lawyers very quickly our university background. Now at the same time or around the same time, no, 1956, university those days, University College, University of Ghana, and saying, almost started say ye faculty of law, and our commission, International Advisory Committee, made up of Akwabi friend Gawa, or no Troy company code, and say Assistant 2019, Gawa, and a Sutherland from Harvard, and a Cohen from Melbourne. Sadi pa mi saying ebe steady your system no and I say no so open say training good lawyers or say omu nyina eco university
okay
but esan say ya Ghana School of Law no omu wie omu university na omu ko bibia your friend say finishing school e Ghana School of Law yes omu ko ye exam abia fail finishing school omu ko sua say ye file briefs ni nema that is the modeler ewoho 1958 na Kwame Krono yenyi from 1958 in those days you were University of Ghana kwa these days you be 11 universities are on law but still no you insist say obi a law no a won university now ombra makola hon na nsan di bia kokumasi ya static kan ye won di bia kokumasi e modeler no matter what you do no it won't work because there are more people are here training them womu nyina womu here opportunity so we betima prove so we betima law no
laws
obi ani wa call law school university akoje LLB degree no kwa womu nyina pese womu wi womu ye lawyer and we have to give them the opportunity to take an exam to show say we betima law no ana womu ntimi ye Ghana Kwame epani kura mahu a enipa kura sika some person mutua fees esua ade na obi this case general legal counsel say yempe osika yenkyere wade ko na ekoni nam ko na ye de obeye. It will never happen. Obroni biya ni yase. Even in African countries, Rwanda, obiya ni ho. Obi cry sika so peso suya dia. Obeka say mimpo sika men suya dia.
Na sani e no ha.
Sani e no ha because so mu university no a. The only place they have to go no ye Ghana School of Law.
Makola.
Makola. And na Ghana School of Law no bakoso Gimpa na bakoso CC Kumasi but they can only hold so many people. In 2,000 students and anya LLB no from the university no sa Ghana School of Law no bet me accommodate be 400 or 500 pe.
Until 1,500 number fine.
Fa omo ho. Anu na mama ni abra da bia na mekazan. Sa adentina ye society every year no ye be catch 1,500 students a mu kra sika so be sua ade say ye mpem sika mu nko ye dem obeye okro bia ni ho running ni sa kro ni be advanced da umpum fed no matter what. And when your problem bia me feel say e simple to solve.
How do we solve it?
Number one, general legal counsel send ye e wo say ye dissolve no because woman so no woman show say even though they are qualified as judges and so on, education and your main emphasis. What you need is obia what are now group of people be education or more primary goal. I will prove so much articles, scholarly articles about education. You put them on the council. Number two, council no general legal council no. 4 members FE Supreme Court, not just Supreme Court Judge Peo, but number 1 Chief Justice, and number 2 3 of the most senior members are almost Supreme Court. It is some quiet decision now mutia. Now the court Supreme Court send me the call Supreme Court 2012 no. Me catch Supreme Court ne say mo nipa no 4 hour mo senior pa no mati. Inti mo kan kire mo say o mati. Edin so on back catch them. Mimi case one muti clearly. Am I called the guys one muti na so you know they won't call ye. Because one must throw some back as a muti ade amu ye into munjai. Anti na problem no persist no. So ye Supreme Court judges and free any agency a betimi aye decision a betimi asaba omo ho. Because it compromises independence easily. Obia betimi hu akwala ya go ne kra betimi hu say adentina the Supreme Court judge e court na some agency so na wo boye decision on pa now they are circle Supreme Court. It doesn't work.
So they are judges in their own case.
They are judges in their own case. Number 3, general legal counsel even though there are 11 universities no say only University of Ghana pen a seat e general legal counsel so aden well because you throw law no 1960 they throw law in 1960 na University of Ghana pen e into the general legal counsel maka say yengu no yen create bibia a friend of Council for Legal Education and Practice made up of 15 people preeminent scholars. Now omo no adwuma no nyese omo be school no any ade kire no yen fama universities because universities no ewo comparative advantage and no be akoya professor omo na omo nim their course in education we don bit ma kire nkwada na ade nti ko sua ade a obetima sua in law ni nyina wo university ho uwia Council of Legal Education and Practice no baby be a friend bar examination into bar examination now pass here ni a enroll wo kwa ya sema we kan enye bibia ya na nsesemo ana bibia am happy that accountants Institute of Chartered Accountants of Ghana no sa na omo ye no medicine Ghana Medical and Dental Council no sa na omo ye no omo Ghana Medical and Dental Council an ko tin school no a chira de e bre no ho da bi omo de omo so de okosua ade wo ene school a uwi a obey exam now prove ho na yajiwatum it is that will be the solution, a very simple solution to a man-made problem a nipa a create keke obia ni mu say ade no ye wrong nanso obia ntimi nka e ko parliament a wo mu ntimi nka to my surprise president now mu no ye lawyer no so no asem we no why say ne wayi nani afi so nanso lawyers no training who here to send your black stars so ebo baller who here into the same way to show interest black star ebo baller obeko oni o ma kasa asamoajan ye yini fit him no ultimi ko no kasa asamoajan he has to show the same level of interest with the law students adentina nkwadai every year 1,500 of them omukresika na musimu ma omu ensua ade solution ben ena ye wokokwaza akasa dia na oka ombra na onfa ni proposal mbra me the proposal about come so the one 20 pages ma designing the way the system should work. The third thing no esan say we ma create so be kosua de wo university na wa cyber school of law no courses nankasa mo chichemu in a way bia e ma law sua cry den dodo ye wo course bia ye friend no civil procedure and no na say a chira o senior we lawyer o the case be court and no deal with substantive rights. But se who civil procedure a lot of law now be sua no untimi ntiase because law no da bia wo procedural history a case ni call ha but say say ma create school of law no ntino civil procedure and you say what we o law degree and say we call civil procedure or Ghana School of Law into school now ko bebre wo university no din too much because o say civil procedure a course bia o in term cry and sign our study at taking a lot of these other courses.
But say how can a nature say Makola no it should not be the final decider.
Makola no dey closing it down.
I think
said that make can say obi anko the school e won university a we are now be by exam.
General Legal Council reconstituted one now
General Legal
Council for Legal Education.
Into bit administer be twice a year. Into no we are no be o pass yana why enroll as a lawyer. So there will be no Makola in my system.
I didn't know official munjintu.
I didn't know munjintu.
Yanju proposals into.
I been to me who because Ghana no sana adia no say no 50 years ago now ka so mun change na I say papa I say okay but the no so long I didn't know yen found there no and then me post bibi ko Facebook say me was secondary school no kwame em say form 2 or form 3 and a teacher ni bi bae and obeg you so word be post harvest losses na me nti da nti word ni me de SB a metro no na post harvest losses wom and ne ye da so ka post harvest losses asem so tracy your history ye unana kanswa eka post harvest losses unana eka post harvest losses o papa eka post harvest losses o ka post harvest losses uma ebeka post harvest losses unana no ebeka post harvest losses
because
no progress because at the end of the year no 1800 no and one year person get twice you intimi and cast a day with the enye adwuma into yense complete and the only thing I bet me as save sa legal education no any complete reform complete overhaul the omo year band-aid na akoye ochina into that 2015 year court last year omo year parliament omo the legislative instrument be call this year the amendment about say they don't want to solve the problem at its core and band-aid bikeke na womo apply no
Abrante Biota sending messages your friend Kofaros Ewatema or say Kweku Azahh is very right. As far back as 1966 there was a proposal led by T.S. Johnson to establish two law schools the Makola type, one in Ho and one in Tamale, for the proposed new universities. Kwame Nkrumah faced serious opposition because certain people just didn't want too many lawyers from different tribes in this country. T.S. Johnson later became Attorney General in Sierra Leone after 66. It's time to change. We say, tell Kweku Azahh, I just love him. It's preposterous that we have land to build more room to accommodate students, but you reject and fail students just because you have no room for them. Like seriously? Why are they in the General Legal Council when they can't solve problems? Tell the gentleman in your studio I said today he wins free lunch from Abinchi on Wheels. Okay, so free lunch for Kweku Azahh from Abinchi on Wheels, and that's Nanaya Tenaifa. Thank you very much. Now, Kweku Azahh, Yabaka Sasimia will never find a solution.
It's not making but or idea or say students no. and yet not only law students but students in general, because a lot of students in SHS in university, they all want to, so at some point in time they may want to study law.
Yes,
until they have to come together. The National Union of Ghanaian Students should take this as a course. Yeah, you go school. No, not these are the type of things that you need to hope. Say you face a CCOB. Whether affecting and I affecting, we'll take it up. National Union of Ghanaian Students should take it up, and then put pressure, because the politicians no one put pressure on them. They don't act, and unless pressure is applied, it will continue to be a problem. But I hope, say, me proposal now me dey call parliament parliamentary subcommittee, constitutional committee led by MP Bandano. Omo be frame me abeka say e dey na oka betie mientie dey oka no na yen emfa proposal into her. Now other people soon found on the embra. Then we choose the best out of the proposals that are out there. Kwame Mami, example of something that is very wrong with the system as we have it. So, Oko School of Law, Honor, we have 10 courses. 10 courses in the university. There's no reason why those 10 courses should be taught at any special school, because courses are more specialized. But that's not the point I want to make. 10 courses also passes 7. Who fail it 3, you be more about back. The whole 10.
How?
Intimishia about your.
No, 10 courses. You find say unya 70%, which is the 7. Obaba back because of Saturday na be ni na bi.
Intimishia about your be 2 years ago on passes 7 and fail it 3. Into also obey you. Obey you no. Passes 7 and no fail, but 3 no failure no. In courses are now passing that. Into make my yes na chese why na designing ultimate and na make us omo designer they no educators, so they don't know what they are doing. Omo to papa is so keke ohwe omo create BB independent education independent examination committee. They are not educators, they are not examiners. So omo yet try and error say omo the BB about omo say obeso oye entrance exam no cry no entrance exam na Educo School of Law am see ntwam no. This is our copy lawyer. Why law for 10 years. Ebony assign a character reference. There are a lot of people who are go school or different places. They don't know any lawyer for 10 years or name the character. I didn't know lawyer why practicing for 10 years spend a bit to me true about my character. I didn't know software intimate true about my character. I didn't know obia menini a year juma and now obia menini ko a form au nim ye intimate and vouch about my character. There is no reason why only lawyers, not just lawyers, but lawyers have more 10 years experience and a bit more vouching for obi character and sana wakoye exam. The only reason they put all these things in there, who are now frustrated, those majai me compare me baby afa. Many of the students are now going to Rwanda, Gambia, and so on to get the wing. Omoba no be post call no so ba now be ya now we chow e be £6,000. 6,000 pounds. Proposal be amadi aba no ankasa de. So what qualify say me am a lawyer Florida me bana me bagana na pese me lawyer me nka say me ba be you but go aba for because because that person be law ntina me nka but me dey my example me no me ka say me bagana be lawyer one make say me go school on makwala 1 year.
Wow, practicing law.
Me am practicing law for so long no me go school for makwala for 1 year. Na me makoye bibia friend privilege for another 1 year. And no privilege, be a lawyer, me could dinner chair to source on into 2 years. And sana, Matimia practicing law in Ghana. But throw so many articles about the Ghana legal system. My court, I know everything that is going on. Me starting here law, me teacher, some of my teachers, Kwamna Hoy. Professor Tamils, our nanny baby call. These are all people that are much law. I mean, starting law, no law of Ghana. And so there is this rule. Into why would they have this rule? Just to frustrate you. No, I so and they may no me go see me time.
And I almost hear their son so.
Obi into me who their almost purpose. Now me no be purpose directly. I mean impute.
Yeah.
But all I know is that whatever they have in mind, no, and you're good, it's not working. A frustrating amount for creating a situation too many people who are willing to pay for education. No, enya side education, no country will progress if it continues to do that. And time na ba say yabaka say yeah mo yedwi mun kopa mo ba bi ntra niema other people are more different ideas so and try system no, and that's what basically me kuno.
So today I pay a mene Professor Kweku Asare ta friend Kweku Azahh and no abichim ni nti friend Kweku Azahh no or a lecturer University of Florida or a professor in accounting or chair accounting at University of Florida or sounds a lawyer of several years or a fellow of CDD Ghana Center for Democracy and Development CDD Ghana or Samsung a year juma CDD Ghana. Now no pay you start here near about what John Crata be brave teacher a fastener your law school a hotianing lawyer a che Ghana ha or in a drink che atuja. Prof, another one so yeah homecoming your return. Any dual citizenship na o person charging to efa bibi ho say adentina ye na ma ye frɛ from one we are dual citizens and I say we are Ghana and we are American, we are Ghana and we are British, we are Ghana and we are French, we are Ghana and we are German. You are frɛ from say mo meboa o mine musika sem mo face camera mo fa ma drink chem mo fa wimbra na mo edu about one public office holding pe na the article bi are mo ho o say also enkoyi
yeah bi kwame enkoyi kra enkoyi because so osha president any diaspora office any ministry of foreign affairs one more eninam and now more year of return no you celebrate and I commemorate and now 1st July commemoration day say your holiday beam into your commemorate the first ship I sailing from Africa to Virginia 400 years ago. That's what it is. And what the theme is, they say, yeah, catch diaspora for Africans are more diaspora. One more back to Ghana, you bet you our two. Not only say bet you our two, open citizenship cry, they bam out. Na Kwame say, oh, giving citizenship to these people and a bad thing. But the first thing I'll say is and say, yeah, crana, yeah, citizens or hano. Ya kwa brochire na ya kwa yeho citizen na mutriti yensen. How do you treat people a omo ye Ghana 40 send me? Makwa brochire, makwa trawa change, u trawa cha ube ye citizen wo ho. How do you treat people like us? Ultimu say omo treati ye kra. Until 1996, I lobby Rawlings, ni change constitution e amending no. Na automatically uko ye citizen of another country kra no a. Na so Ghanaian citizenship ni aje. Can you imagine? So be so ajo Ghanaian citizenship. Now we be amend the constitution. We say no so we are dual citizen na we betimi aye, but there are 30 positions be a ye ma on hold 30 wow. Positions ni be pure anyansa bi anim. For instance, untimi nkotena land commission so I mean land commission we dual citizen out land commission so no eka den untimi nye special prosecutor untimi nye chief fire officer no na command their fire service adentina say me dual citizen untimi nye chief fire officer untimi nye minister but emom obetima ye chief of staff so chief of staff no or no supervising ministers no nyina but untimi nye minister but obetima ye chief of staff kwame ene say ya keka nrana atumu keke cheze o tra na odwin nyasa bi anim na the reason this is happening kwame because of politics. I can give you the history but mamima examples in Africa ya yusu sa adieno Zambia so num the lead Zambia to independence Kenneth Kaunda wamu year 1991 oba back 1996 so person running for president was disqualified say ni mami fi Malawi it was a dual citizen so on their politicians there it's on the independence yeah leading to independence I president for so many years no afe oba biom so person oba running for president no see that now cry ko hu say mami fi Malawi. This just politicians now. One more creative division because minimum ti I be yen minimum abo adabraka got that together. Now all of a sudden over say uko kwaza kra no o nya Ghana ni papa. O me nya Ghana ni papa. Adabraka mi na adabraka na. Wow. But not just Zambia. Ivory Coast. The same thing. One president say no. Ouattara no. Unum say 1991 no person running for president won't disqualify.
Yes, you're booking
any parents fee Burkina Faso into a dual citizen. So this is what is going on. Ethiopia at one point in time one decided say Eritrea for Ethiopians no women in a citizenship at home. Kenya does the same thing. Into idea African leaders no etaye na Ghana no it started with Nkrumah Yefre Papabi Balogun and other people now belonging to what we call the Muslim Youth Association. Okay. Now we are anti-CPP. Into Nkrumah gains for Muhammad betima Denmark control and of first make deport you now mukrano and Ghana and or the Nkrumah call court and my court can say no untimi deport you. Nevertheless Krobadu say a deport you into the case be a so-called law school kind Balogun et al versus Attorney General. That's when all these things started. Yeah, because Second Republic no when we debate your Constituent Assembly those days Constituent Assembly no Kufuor was there, Obeda Samoa was there, Joe Appiah was also there. One moment and saying and others can't near my beer say one can say no we should never do that. For instance Obeda Samoa can say we are Ghana near na we are Ghana ni and obi a Ghana ni no also we have full rights. Kufuor can say it's against natural justice so be our Ghana ni no yeah my own hold the position be because we were citizens of another country. Joe Appiah can say dual citizens any year single citizens in wars and there's no way we should exclude them. Nevertheless politicians no wanted to have their own way and they've had their own way until 1996 amend the constitution to allow dual citizenship. Now, Kwame, one of the interesting things said, excluded dual citizens. Now, sometimes they don't even read the law very well. Because Article 99, Article 90, the Article 9, your friend allegiance article. I say a person who owes allegiance to a country other than Ghana no, is not qualified to be MP. So, what did you mean? Yeah. Kwame, just say dual citizen. I want to mean dual citizen. Dual citizen. I say allegiance to another country, and the reason here also who say dual citizen no, because original 1992 constitution because I never dual citizen. So we are citizen of Ghana. Now konya citizenship of another country automatically no ye Ghanaian citizenship feel ho. It is article now allegiance no cannot be talking about bibia ye allow anyway. It's not talking about dual citizenship at all. And I make I say one kind of constitution now one manipulate and kind idea because all kind idea that particular article no I apply to be a unya Ghana ni our Ghana. Now we try say obey Ghanaian during the interim period now we apply for Ghanaian we no they said say you cannot be an MP but yeah Ghana for now you call citizenship of citizens of another country no there one mu gi Ghanaian citizenship it yeah no sa law no apply it will yeah new law now cause hey ya mu ya Ghana for ntimi gi mu citizenship in film ho no sa we no either they take it away or they don't apply it to us like in Nigeria have the same language because that language no come free UK but a court they try to disqualify some Nigerians one more year dual citizens using that clause Nigeria court can say now obi aya won as Nigeria no who in Nigeria is qualified to disqualify another person no by birth for Nigeria nobody can disqualify anybody who is a dual citizen once he was born a Nigerian. That's where we are with that. Say no say one more chance here who say there no problem into the amendment but just for the special prosecutor last year amendment say sa clause now say we a dual citizen I want to mean special prosecutor one person we feel but rather than say let's look at the whole picture. The whole picture. The only thing that they need is so your president you have to be born a Ghanaian. Other than that, no, let the people decide. Say, oh, koye person ye MP, Kwame me person ye MP me person me MP na me ye dual citizen me ka kire nkrofo no say me dual citizen mo pɛ me ana so mo pɛ wa fine nti so ko bibi say Adamu Sankadi from Boko who say Boko for no so mo pɛ no obviously there be on continue to prison. You create 3 problems with that. Number 1, nipa no umani and participate fully in the political community. Number 2, voters nankasa no so would limit your choices.
Yeah.
Because the voter probi now kase nipa no what disqualify no you are limiting the voters' choice. And then number 3, and ma yempeni for no looking like sebi womun because President Betimi aka say wo me trust you to be a minister but me trust you to be chief of staff. I say ye nkwala bia ye di agro. You know, so won trust nipa no a then you don't trust him. But won't mean trust nipa ni say obetima be chief of staff but won't mean ye minister. Won't mean trust nipa ni say won't mean ye MP but obetima ye other things. Now let me tell you one situation cry osenka ye what doubter eba say eba baller. Because ball no na ye babo penalty and no one player pe and a babo penalty no it is a player ni a dual citizen na mo trust no and say mo ba ni bokra but ye ma Kevin Prince Boateng or ye Ghanaian German abo penalty against Germany ye trust ni say onun kwa abo penalty but where there are 275 people now one vote no yes there be trust ye ma onye. That's what I'm saying. It's just politics. It's not just. It's not based on rationality.
It's not common sense.
Yet we go for Serbia coach. I'm a coach Ghana against Serbia. Any problem with that? Now Obia ya wono ewo incline. I'm an ako school at Introm. Ako school Augustins. Ako school St. Peters. Ako school Legon. Oba so be running so. There be wono.
Who you dual citizen?
I can say. Meanwhile. Unum say so called other chrono America ne Britain one fam one cry young wo no so who so betima ye adwuma no why because they want competence, they want quality, that's all they want. But yanu momu na ye hia nipa no most of the people now omo eye dual citizens no omo koye we no because of dictatorship. Most of them fled the country and most of them finance the pressure that we put on the PNDC. The last point, Kwame. Normally, you can't dual citizens. A man for mistakenly, I feel say a ye obia or America and not Canada and not Britain. But I be baby go Ghana haye. Say, mami if in Nigeria, not papa if in Ghana na war Ghana or you dual citizen. Into people like Samian Kroma. Nini brother, now you're dual citizens because ni mami fi Egypt and ani papa fi Ghana. And finally, until 1957 May, now there was no citizen of Ghana. Okay, we were all British subjects. And then when we passed the first Ghanaian citizenship law, May 1957, you now be dual citizens, not just of UK, but of the Commonwealth and of Ghana. Into your second speaker, accuse me, or your Nigerian, or about Ghana be naturalized here. Second speaker
of Ghana's parliament.
Accuse me, was a Nigerian who naturalized in Ghana. Geoffrey Brink, I was setting up Ghana School of Law, no for Scotland.
Brony.
So Kwame, there should be a time you be serious. You can say, hey, we are Ghanaian. No matter where you are, no matter what, come and contribute. As long as you're criminal, and now you're bankrupt, and now unkodio bisika. That should be the way. It should never be the case. The law allows you to do something, and then you are punished for doing the thing that the law allows. Ebrano says a dual citizen. But for you dual citizen, and you punish you. Inti yakoya humbo tromojo. Ayeshi. Now you either say mumpese obi be dual citizen, and now obi a dual citizen. Mumfani say oye. Ghana 100% because so you dual citizen, unye dual citizen, passport back open the crowd. Election time, who one vote. That's the way we should think about it. You should be able to hold any public office, but not automatically because you're a dual citizen. Say voters no power, president no power, or appointed. That should be the only criteria.
Alright, Professor, if I'm remembering the title here, Professor Kweku Asare, I tell friend Kweku Azahh, or your accountant, or sounds a lawyer, or a lecturer at University of Florida, and not paying any teaching. He's sharing his thoughts on various issues. Now, Kweku Cheo for says, Kweku Asare has said it all. We refuse to change. Example: every year it rains, and we get washed anyway. Change must happen, and change must happen fast in Ghana. Kweku Cheo for sends that, and then. Kwame, the two deported men were Alhaji Amadou Baba,
yes,
and Alhaji Osman Landem Larami, not Balogun.
Oh.
Mr. Balogun was CPP and still lives in Ghana. Professor Ivan Adai Mensah. Thank you. Prof. Numbe Musana Ejumana Ede. Obiti studio ha. Ose, and Sema Wokano. What come on the papa say only the classmates be brave. More University of London law degree. Papa tell right in Africa. Or University of London law degree. So I article 3, 4, 12, 45. There's how many been here the arena. Anything went to me and lawyer no. No audition. I was shocked when I first learned. This one says okay. Anyway, Kofaros, I read you live and I'll leave it there. This guy speaking is making so much sense. Well, his name is Kweku Azahh. And then Kweku Bakusim Kancho said, remember also that Geoffrey Bing was also the Attorney General.
Yes. School of Law.
School of Law.
Attorney General.
Brody Fitano. This one says, Chairman General A.K. Benevolent Dictator, I'll support fully the idea. Okay, Dr. Mwaku comes from a different time. Your doc will come to your message ASAP. We'll be saying, ask Prof why he never refers to Rawlings as president. Hey, Prof, is that something that we should know? I'll see you never refer to Rawlings as president. Anyway, and then let's see. Kwame, Professor Kweku Azahh is one of the greatest minds that Ghana can ever be proud of. I followed him for a very long time. He's simply a sensible mind. Maxwell Kofi Juma, aka Kofi Ghana. This one from Alex says, I'm in a similar situation, waiting to write my entrance exams to Makola. Kwame, it's a shame.
Big.
Kweku Azahh is the law savior. I see a mafia who just want law to be the preserve of particular people. Sasa sends that. This one says, Kwame, I'm a law student. Another problem is we, the law students ourselves, we are not united. Just a couple of days ago, some leaders who chose to seek redress in court were seen writing the same exams they are challenging in court. Opia Kojo Mensah in Ogwa. So Musuru, saying that Kweku Azahh we've put the fear of God in them. You cannot imagine the stress my husband is going through on this matter. I know a lot of people who have given up after their LLB. They really have to revive our laws. Judith from Special Eyes. Ask the Prof that in America, is it every position that an immigrant who has become a U.S. citizen can hold or aspire to?
Yeah.
If one chooses to be a citizen of another country on its own volition, why would the same person want to enjoy the same rights as citizens who owe allegiance to Ghana only? Ask him for me. DC Kwame Kwachi in Cape Coast. Prof, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I mean, say America, no, immigrant. The only post I want to me hold, no, president, because president, no, just say a war as an American. But even you as American, no, so yeah, I'm not citizen of another country, you can still be president. In too far, BBC I'm not Schwarzenegger saying no, I'm not for Austria. I'm not obey naturalized America, but he became governor of California, and a lot of Secretary of State, Salidi, one friend is Kissinger, and Mami Bakwa Nanko Pesoko running for president was Serbia. Clinton, Secretary. America is all about can you get the job done?
Madeleine Albright.
Albright. America is all about whether you can get the job done.
Yeah.
And Ghana should be about whether you can get the job done. Allegiance no, Papa no afraid of allegiance no. Say oh no, I mean, I know. How are you going to measure allegiance? And then just don't know our allegiance show be. Yeah, the court. Emma, one more catch them. Me say, Sasema Papa Nekano. Attorney General Nekai. Emma me reply. Eka say, look, say yeah, share one more 2 Ghana government say go. A champon. How many single citizens? Dual citizens man will be to your government. Let's get real. These are just imaginary we be
Kwame, I've been holding an LLB for 2 years now. I've not bothered to take the Makola entrance exams due to the frustrations and the huge fees. Unfortunately, I'm in my 40s and I'm growing old. I may die an LLB holder. AJ, what do you need 2 years? Freddy at the
the 40s.
And then let's see if there is any other one here. Okay, Lawyer Larioto, good morning. Thank you very much for that. Now, what if the child is born outside America to a parent who is from there but lives outside the country? Can the child be president? Yes, the child can be. The child can actually be. Ask Kweku Azahh for me. Why is it that the basic qualification for law is first degree? If you have a PhD and you don't have a first degree, you can't be a lawyer. Why? Ibu in second D. I'm sure these are some of the things Kweku Azahh is fighting. And Prof. Azahh is my friend. Why must anyone be referred to write the 3 papers after passing in 7? 7 over 10 is 70%. Is that not the pass mark? The laws governing our law school is sick. Don Pino from Malam sent that. When some law students tried challenging the General Legal Council in 2016 relative to expanding access, as many as 383 or 474 students were failed in their bar exams. I just don't understand why anybody would have a difficulty with Kweku Azahh's proposal to allow the various universities run their own professional law courses, whereas the General Legal Council administers the bar exam across board. We just have an archaic mentality, said Obama in Pokwasi. This lawyer is just brilliant. Because of this dual citizenship issues, I let go of anything I could do in a government. We need to look at these things carefully, but I'm happy to say, yeah, come on, some. Kweku Azahh is a true definition of a national asset. I am full of legal facts and history this morning. I wish this interview won't end. Yewazoye Wagana, Charles Nyame in Asman Kese sends that. Well, this morning we are just picking Kweku Azahh's thoughts on various issues. I can't about law school, I can't about dual citizenship, homecoming, year of return, finally, Kweku Azahh, this thing about immunity clauses in the Constitution. Speaker wants MPs to be treated differently, of course. President Rawlings wants them expunged from the Constitution. What does Kweku Azahh think?
Kwame,
yes, sir.
Immunity provisions here now clauses here. Bibia, a man for no can. Sometimes they are not talking about the same thing. In Rawlings, no, Obeka say yenyi infi constitution. I think he was referring to the parliamentary immunity. Article 117, not the immunity in the transitional provisions. A protected or no Rawlings, no, because no na oka say yenyi dia, and na minini yadwin. But two things. Number one, Article 117 protect MPs. No?
Yeah.
It is not, and yet the same protection no as Speaker no air can no. Speaker no feels say MP bonibia no or you're protected by Article 117. No. Article 117 no protect only speech or actions taken while in Parliament.
Okay.
It is say obi awa vote ama bibi ana wa throw bill bi ana wa ye gwaka bibi wa floor of Parliament. In that case, no, to protect freedom of deliberation, no, or complete immunity, nothing, no court can question what you do there. But if Parliament, and even while you are in Parliament, colleague bijra ho na ushina sumwa. they can prosecute you for assault.
They be happy on higher.
They won't prosecute you for assault, and you have no immunity. Nobody has immunity to break the law. Nothing like that. It is speaker nas letter now throw comma lawyer judge, Judge Asare Botwe say on treaty MPs no differently. Now Mamumbra court Monday it was completely wrong, because it was almost as if the speaker create some scenario where MPs can break the law and be subject to different treatment. That is not the intent of Article 117. I know they say judge so no, that is not what Article 117 means. So Article 117 is good. It should not be removed from the Constitution, but it should be properly interpreted to protect MPs. One as MP, but as MP now you are not protected. The second one, immunity clauses in the transitional provisions, and protected things done in the past. It doesn't protect things now or going forward. So, what kind of constitution be especially when you are transitioning from a military to a civilian government now? There are some transitional provisions. Transitional provisions permanent. For a certain number of years, and then they are supposed to go away. In 1969 and 1979 Constitution is saying say transitional provisions it will be sunset. That means a best spy after 5 years. Now this particular transitional provisions in 1992 such a sunset provision in now most of the things automatically are expire anyway, because when you look at the transitional provisions now, what do they do? Number one, I say even though you are elected president, you are elected MPs, and we elected them when the Constitution was not in force, because the Constitution came into force in 7 January 1993, and the elections were done in 1992. So just saying, even though you are elected on the Constitution in Bafol, they are duly elected. And now I never be started under the military regime. Yes, yama 6 months. So something like what the public tribunals were doing. And now time frame. Someone setting up some offices. So for instance, you didn't have SHRAJ, you didn't have National Media Commission. So they give you about 6 months to set up those things. Until all of those things have been automatically done now, and the transitional provisions now related to them and yet relevant to you. The only thing I hear relevant protection Yadima Oma ye coup 1966, Oma ye coup 1972, Oma ye coup 1979, and Oma ye coup 1981. And also all kind of transitional provisions now, and now immunity clause now. I say that cannot be touched by Parliament or any court. Until me and Fanko court say Muyifiho, and our Parliament ain't me and touch it. And the question is, really? Can Parliament they won't mean touch it, because transitional provisions are not something you can amend, really. But the court itself can always look at it, because after all it's words and the words must be interpreted. And in Ghana your president, for instance, your S party Shackelford, S party Folsom, and AFRC Aircono. In the 1979 Constitution, they had similar language, but people took it to court, and later on the court said they can look at it, and some of the AFRC decisions were actually set aside. Unfortunately, PNDs for by and some judges, the brave judges who set aside those immunity clauses,
set aside judgments that the AFRC court had given
a Japan
granting
exactly. So one more was because they were being bold.
A man for GD says Sananet.
And yes, a man for GD that's what it is. That's what it is. I've spoken to a lot of them, and that's what it is. But so the court, in fact, in December 31 case, the court looked at something that the PNDC did and set it aside. Emma Justice Amwasechi, Eka said, look, one judge, be a rule say IGP those days. IGP didn't call a try in absentia. Didn't come 20 years, and the judge said they cannot look at it. Amwasechi called him a coward and praised the Shackleford enforcing judges for setting aside the immunity clauses. So my view is, sir, 34, 37 in the transitional provisions protecting Rawlings and other coup makers, no, it can be reviewed by the court, and the court can very well say, look, the transitional provisions are by the definition transitional, and they cannot be in the constitution forever. So when you go to print the next constitution, no, don't include it.
Prof, quick comments. A.O. Akiumi, Ghana ambassador, say, let the professor know that my father never naturalized to become speaker. Or say, ne papa and naturalize it into it.
And because that means Nigerian in a speaker, no? Yeah, but me information I mean one show say or naturalize it, but I won't argue with him because it's his father.
Good. Kwame, just a quick correction to Prof. Azahh. Albright is originally from Czech, not Serbia. Amadou Alassane in Czech Republic. Okay.
Thank you.
He even adds to the, he said, no on your American.
The point.
Not on your American. For the first time since 1960, today is my first day. Oh, where's it? I totally disagree with Professor Kweku Asare. If you're a nurse in Ghana, you travel to the UK, you have no option than to be enrolled in one of their nursing schools before you be regarded as a nurse. This is Africa. Our laws and way of culture is different from the outside world. Jesse Wakom, he says that what if you are a Ghanaian? Prof, God richly bless you for your enlightenment this morning. Sokolala Ablekuma. Kweku Azahh has made my day. Ask him, does he have any ambition to contest a political position? Walanyo na Kwetia. Kweku Azahh, what about politics, Anna?
Oh, that be.
Ask Kweku Azahh for me, what does he make of the brouhaha surrounding the celebration of 1st July as a Republic Day? Because some have said because Ghana has had 4 republics since 1960, each republic has its own constitution. Well, as I mentioned earlier this morning, for the first time in my life, 1st July, my bedroom. For the time you when I mean that say 1st July, baby do debia, you better say public, any public holiday. I see. Nana or saying Ketia, you say Prof is insulting in his language? Really? Alhaji Amadou Baba lost all of his properties in Kumasi due to the situation. Chief Srebo says regards to Prof. Professor Kweku Asare is making good points. Our constitution needs a total overhaul. Prof, that's my very final question to you. If we say constitution and here total overhaul,
because there's no mechanism in the constitution itself allow for total overhaul. Constitution biano Emma way yedi amend and yedi change no. There are 4 ways you bit me a change the constitution.
Yeah.
Number 1, through legislative amendments. Number 2, by petition, like signatures. Number 3, constitutional review commission. And number 4, to convene a constituent assembly. Those are the 4 ways. And of the 4, no, constitution, you choose the ones that can be used. Into Ghana, your constitution only allows the first one, legislative amendment. Florida, baby, I mean, what you say, were both the legislative amendment and then the constitutional review commission. But when you have a constitutional review commission in the constitution, it tells you how often you can do that. So, for instance, in Florida, we can do it every 30 years. And when you are doing it now, it tells who can even be on that constitutional review commission. So it says, yeah, and so on. But if you remember now, you set up constitutional review commission some time ago to review the constitution. And Mami Kachram said, no, if you do that, it will come to a dead end. Nothing will come out of it. Because the constitution itself must tell you how a constitution is to be reviewed. If the constitution doesn't tell you, then you can't do that.
Into a constitution, man, Kasano.
Yes.
It's me trying quite a bit to be a fast so I exercise.
So the only thing we can do is to amend the constitution when we feel say some parts of it are not working. Yeah, amend the constitution either. Say and America as a first not allow dual citizens.
Yeah.
But it's amended in 1996.
96.
Amended. Say okay constitution police council, security council, all of those things originally now they were to be headed by the vice president.
Vice president.
Unumsa.
Yes, okay.
Na unumsa Rollins ne akanya ntokwabi. After that ntokwa change here.
Thursday, December 28th, 1995.
Very good. 1996 he amended constitution I'm a vice president there man until where we feel there is a problem we shouldn't wait, we should just amend the constitution. That's why I have given the speaker and parliament and others some proposals. Me say amend the constitution. We can amend the constitution. We shouldn't wait and then say go review constitution. American constitution has been around for so many years. It's been amended maybe 27 times. Okay. The durability of the constitution is important. If you are reviewing it every now and then, it becomes like a statute. I don't think it's wise for us to do that. But where there are particular articles are affecting, then we go ahead and amend it. Some we say one more referendum to amend the one that does not allow partisan politics in district elections. So that is good, and they should amend some others as well.
Interesting. Asantwa is listening to us live in Texas, USA. Good morning, Asantwa. Good morning from Accra. I don't know what time it is in Texas, but thanks for listening as well. If you have any comments, now I'm saying that I'm wishing you now. Made them come on. Kweku Azahh come on. But Nana Freddie Accra say na.
Me time I watch you me no. Back my incubator with Chebi Government Hospital.
Me kwa needs assessment. And Pacho and then me start raffle for a course. Inti. Yeah, that's it. If you have any comments, because Nana Freddie America so fear breaching but quit any law degree into me and your lawyer. And then Kweku Azahh is fighting his cause.
You me bo Prof Abasho. Jumedia or the Essenisha or Ebeboa or Kang de Breso. Nia Ebe here Cassini say, you bet me ayaso a tea near Okano. Na Wonga said it, Yamiatum. Aquadaro, Mra, Simuno.
Yeah.
So bet me do a drink about Constitution a day. And ya dear, the bit Macaza, or mine be a constitution where you are perfect. Yakwe any million na. A review near me buma and say a woman ye and I besha anything. Copum say Ebebuama or Manfo I drink shre a war young man you say beating it team.
Yeah,
Ubibia and Crankry Bia for Hudi and also bit many in a soccer. You know, and say Ebebua and ya mechanic say any net day commemoration not Abishia Papa. It's a republic near bra amount for your quang decided say and ya nipper back drink not the benimum and crankry be being to me and ya quanga on this bit much said that drink. Deputy said, Neno ya da Kwame Ghana sorry Gina is a fade yadi and who crack and tea yan share ubia sibio ubia and yan conget in countries of Fahans and Wafaha. Politically, no, the because it's hard done on your da, a net day, get that for that. Now, so, Kwame, so be team from Mama, and then a month for the brave refugee, and Republic Day. It's on holiday now, ye, quite any some no, and say, and she has seen you in a so cassie. Acquire the normal political game, I have. It's Mrs. say here because the ponna kese magana da obi abeka say sadano ne fiase de Ghana ya nkasa ya adwenkyere ya adwen mo Paul yen bibia ya kabua no be ye republic enti kwame be bia keka kono anka mesre so mampanyin be go na be mo kakra because yen timing 2 years who say Ghana yeah republic now so yen need da esi ho a ye be kai say enne na Ghana de no pembebre no yanga yang de ye famu kakra yi kwam ye be kai ebi ni say o kan say enne ye de di kan a waba ejuma Republic Day
1st July.
1st July.
Sammy name meet me there.
Meet me there.
Meet me there. Labadi pleasure beach.
Oh yeah, then oh yeah, bufro.
Meet me there. In fact,
man go school so and then a holiday. Then holiday.
For us, the biggest meet me there was after O level. And this in Charlie meets me there. That says they say we should be a feel ga.
And then kai
meet me there.
Because na here e be bon kai. Na mom ya yen se na na fiase yi akwa menye commission bone na mum by the next
is Professor Kweku said that my father is a Nigerian. Interestingly, my father was born long before the independence of both Ghana and Nigeria. So what does he, so we say, okay, you earlier alluded to the fact that colonialism near then because accumulating, there was no Nigeria and there was no Ghana. We were all colonies. Probably you ever find it said no or
British citizen.
Or a British citizen. Yeah, British.
Yes.
Well, interesting. Thanks. So you haven't told us your name, but is this still the ambassador? But thank you very much. You've even further deepened our discussion, taking us back, jogging our memories, and taking us back into history. And then this one says, our key soap system of running things in key soap meaning the tradition goes on, or running things in our lovely Ghana needs a complete overhaul. The sooner the better for us all. Give more time to Kweku Azahh, couscous in Asukwa. And then, how about Barack Obama, who became the president of America? He's American, but of course an American born from African, But just a constitution, Barack Obama won't be president. Ghana constitution can't be president because you can't say oh Ghana is your own arbitrary into a dual citizen. Anyway, Kwame Farouk in Tema says the very few at the pinnacle of law in this country want to maintain their hold on power, and they are the same people who turn around to blame politicians for being selfish and corrupt. Kweku Azahh law school at the ADM. Musa Abatwa in Kumasi says Kweku Azahh is one of the finest minds we have in Ghana. I followed him over the years and I can attest to the fact that he and Samson Ladi Ayenini of Joy FM have been fighting for our law school to be reformed for a long time, but support from government and civil society is not forthcoming. Musa Abatwa in Kumasi. Somebody says you people were going to Labadi after O levels and you were feeling like big boys. Fafa, you don't know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't know. Meet me there. Now meet me there. Yeah, if you're coupon, now you catch a brigas for I don't think for Nifa for Benkum. Now your friend boys for Presec, Akraka, Cape Coast boys. We all they go to Bali Beach. Meet me there after O level. Ask Kweku Azahh if a foreigner can come to Ghana, seek citizenship and seek political office. What will be the difference for people like him in the same scenario? Phillips is asking. Let's see. You see, Baku, I read your message already, and I'm not going to read it the second time. I've got to start wrap up. Daily Guide front page, I think. And then the day the Magna Carta was signed in England has never been a public holiday. So there's nothing wrong for taking away 1st July as a holiday. Okay. Thank you very much. Kwame, Professor Akil Akpasoya, how about him? Is he a fully fledged Ghanaian? Say Obama and Pukwasi, as long as I know, Professor Akil Akpasoya is a Ghanaian. As far as I know. And then that's what I know. I may be wrong. Say, okay, the first medical doctor who wore Ebola in Nigeria. So I found that devo. Or Ghana, but not or to Nigeria. Into Nigerians have claimed her as theirs. I'm going to claim somebody. And so, ask Kweku Azahh if he's also Daniel Asare. The SP in St. Augustine's. Well, he says no, he's not. He's a lot of things, but he's not Daniel in the Lions. Then neither is he the SP Chief Biden says, Kwe, meet me there. V103 on my mind. Moko Shiomoda Noba. Chief Biden. Is Sampine a Ghanaian? Hey. Sampine, you are where? Are you a Ghanaian? Because come to think of it, the name Pine. Sampine, we are Ghanaian. When him say, my relatives be the Riberos. Say so. Your Portuguese muja kakra. Anyway, Kwekwaza, any other comments now? Oh, there's a Kwekwaza aka odi na ma.
There's a meeting so.
Team so mami na me come back to Kwekwaza.
Can say na me teach in the meeting so no. Law school assembly. Unim say why ma uremu uko classes 56 and up 6 anyway.
Meba.
So you can't even work.
Say Kwekwaza Evander. Empacho, we are Vanda.
F20.
Kwekwaza is a vandal. He was also the vandal choir master. David, I say Kwame, he is a vandal. He is also the vandal choir master in his time. And anybody who knows a vandal choir master knows what it means.
Me a vandal, but not me a choir master because me need voice. But I was
backing vocals.
You know, senior member of the
choir.
Of the choir. Me can be not you be called tech. Na me come practice. And na ye di edini be bo na be din wo na man for say aden na Kwekwaza on practice na mudi ne elko bi na say na those days na say na has betimi abobol la yen fa do fa man ko tumo na.
But interestingly, his first degree was in admin. He had the first class in admin. True?
I didn't know.
Hey, so from admin to law to accounting. Anyway, Epacho, I'll say, although Prof. Kwekwaza says he doesn't have any political ambition, I'll be surprised if he changes his mind. I foresee him playing active politics sometime soon. He's my friend on Facebook and I follow him. Par regards to him, I call Brand sends that one. Kwekwaza was always singing at the observatory. Hey, Prof, yeah, you feel about. And then after that,
I no because law school. How back when we were here, Mizi Menkobi. One just say, Anopauko 6. Just a numerous 6 answer. Uremu 2 years. Inti uya wawe juma. Osha ma. Ehe busunya for ni one kike ka hunya. Just say uni sikapudo da ho baby a. Untumi ko school ni bi.
6 to 6?
Yes, why?
For 2 years?
Why? America ye kan want me. Ukoye GED. General education stand. You can be 95 and go to school. And they won't make your life. In fact, they want you to go to school. Why? Yeah, how bad is saying? Me Naziana, law degree Naziana Mino. Also, school be or even Empire.
Empire, yeah.
University of London degree, very solid A. Cruise go, I say, cruise a menu, yeah, won't try. Oh, yard. We do a Isania maybe on my. It's an exam test. The fact that you missed a few marks and therefore didn't make the score doesn't mean you're a bad student. And you know, as you saw, sign Kenya, Afi, no, say I could try exam. Meanwhile, like he's saying, what's the point? You've got the degree. Go and do the course. Course no end no more near test to our memetias here. Indeed, Upoboni in Aboma, it didn't power near protect.
Eagles? Yeah, Eagles.
Because and yes, a lawyer for no see you do obi on my okoji profession no one no akoyi bibi foforo. If you answer no go no akoyi accountant or your accountant also or the law account. I mean, what is it? That they are near the chichire huntia. Yamasa near me ekoso me de metanechi 100 she ni ma okan ya. I'm telling you, say you can see a friend ni padom. So when met nasi near to one basisia. I'll be shocked if he doesn't get 100% from those people who've gone through this. Even when we're at who don't agree with the system. Or pass it, or a lawyer summary, or Ganha, or fast system, or pass it. And so they don't agree with this system because it was unnecessarily too hard. I asked the question, what boy law firm, what call Makola for DB, what boy law firm be? Obana se okita $1 million case. The only thing he can't do is walk into a law court or to a law firm. Okay, so I $100,000. Ubekaza onye.
Many say.
Where's the logic? I mean, where is the logic? They say also in Rwanda for their asset saying because they have a different stream, a law stream. I forget the term right now. There's a term for the different adversarial name, but they have they take another approach. Asset say, is it not law?
David.
I mean, because when who said Ghana for who, man can make Rwanda.
I'm not going to Rwanda, dear.
I said me degree in 2016. I mean, I was going to go to Rwanda because 6 months no course no why heavy. Yeah, my certificate. Me dey say me ba na se kwa me we bro law firm me who be ball. Me ko pre nyuma wo baby aba. Scan ba ni achedi. Into what have they stopped? Really, that's the question. And this e bi anso chire um say why year course ne when na be 2 years on say me yiri mu bio.
And because as a practice in Ghana, you have to go through that.
Yeah.
Even you.
Even me.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
And especially me. So if
you open the phone lines for law students to call in right now, and you know, boy, been car baby, no guy. About 2 years ago, he was supporting his fight.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, it had nothing. His death had nothing.
Yeah, nothing to do.
But you know, there's so many voices out there. We're depriving so many brains. And therefore, your system Ghana is losing. I'm telling you.
Chairman General, good morning. I hope tomorrow, Tuesday, you host Kweku Azahh, Jerry and Ponsa Sabato.
Parliament engine too.
KSK, that's a strong vandal in your studio. You see how strong-minded, assertive, and progressive these all-male hall alumni are. Still, rest not. Where you be our Oko Katanga. He's so against the inclusion of Emma into it. Kweku Azahh, member of the Vanda Charismatic Choir, VCC. No wonder. Tell him to give some chorus. Sasa, I beg you. There shall be no chorus in my studio this morning. Mediometri ko eye ewo mountains. Minyana nampo fu bekwe eye na Vanda fu isum. Be 1.5 hours. Aye! Just a sound surprise.
I'm not saying back up in the hammy.
Yeah.
Augustus. You can't school us, Augustus. Augustus, you gotta be worried about it.
Kwame, greet Kweku Azahh for me, just that. Nana Hesi or Jerry. And then this one says, fantastic man, Kweku Azahh. But Kwame, Fadi Dabusi says the name Kweku Azahh be Lebanese new because your Azahh paint. Well, Nidina can say Kweku Asare, you know, see French teacher Kweku Azahh. Yes, before Professor Kweku Azahh takes leave of us, may we know his assessment of the performance of the Black Stars. So Obama, if you baby, I could do no. Uncle Black Stars once I'm home. Anyway, Prof, here that's not pay.
Dual citizenship, there's a security aspect to it that we should be worried about. Don't you think so, Prof?
Which one?
The issue of I'm not necessarily for or against. I'm raising the issue. Say, Obi Akoye minister. Now Akoye minister for interior
and our defense and our national security.
National security, not sure. Security issues, fire no is ridiculous, but I'll still want to use it as an example. Now, Obi, or now Shishebi or Mindbi, and Shishebi, or set it up for a certain line of thinking. Until Ejato baby out, Ebio Kahum, and also now Sufi, also now chief fire officer. It's a ridiculous
overstretched.
It is as ridiculous as the proposal itself. But I'm saying, there's that security factor in there.
President, no.
Yeah.
You have to trust the president.
Yeah.
So on no offense, say Obi a security risk on appointing. That's what, because that's the bottom line. Because for example, our woman, Miss Smith Mama be say, Emfani say, Kwani, na yo Eastern Regional Minister. and now we a fire officer na eja wo krobo na ba ku wo kwawu a odi fire truck ne be kokwa umfa nko krobo speculation. Now it mean you use speculation sir and disqualify Obia because me no metima using speculation may disqualify Obia in Ghana. What you need to do in this type of situation, conflict of interest, you disclose your conflict because it mean disqualify Obi from Supreme Court just because if it's a conflict, beba. But when there's a conflict, you disclose it. There's
a certain
it's a disclosure. There's always going to be a security risk when you employ anyone.
Prof, interesting on the law school thing. Or say, I've written the law school exams 3 times. And on each, I passed 7 subjects and failed 3. But interestingly, each time I've written, the 3 I failed changed. It was different subjects. What you're alluding to. I'll say, Kwame, as I sit here now, I don't know my fate.
Look at that.
And I honestly feel I live in Ghana.
Look at that. Look at that.
Sometimes I wonder what the Ghana School of Law wants. What do they derive from failing most students? I know brilliant students who've been frustrated out of the law course, and it's very bad. Chris says that one. Tell Nana Fredia he's close to power, so he should influence it.
Don't make
that is where.
Close to power.
Regards to my brother Nana Fredia, his concerns about the Ghana Law School is real. Even a common LLB has taken me 4 consecutive applications and counting. I deliberately have left the name of the school out. Tell Nana Fredia, I greet him well. He understands.
I greet you well.
Akpabli. Nana, no, he just try. If my Kwame Safaka, please tell me, was Nana Fredia a member of your Labadi Beach Asoko group? Greetings to him from Chief Binding. Well, Chief, actually, Nana is senior by far. You know, Rudy can call Labadi Beach as Sameko. Okay. Kwame, all my family, my wife, children are called Azahh. Apparently, Asare is pronounced AS as AZ, and they pronounce the ARE as R. Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
Yes, the same thing you say. I'll say.
That's what he said.
Well, he's a military friend of mine, and the family lives abroad too. In Jose, family for son from Azahh, and Adani Di. Oh, and we finally know say the name Kweku Azahh, and then just say Azahh, but French for and INSR. If you say me, I need to be pong.
I
am ready and my pong.
Can walk it to a bit.
Watch notes, baby.
Comes and say, Sana, ECM, Sana, Yamian, that African in the was feeling in Nazem said, Manuel no.
But Prof, Maminasi for Wadaji, and come over static as he be diache. But say what town? And I'll be criminal saying.
I'm not going to be criminal. But as someone will care about meet me there, and that's interesting because I'm not paying me sorry and Facebook me Troy.
Oh, I see.
In commemoration of July 1 and the numerous occasions when we stormed Labadi Pleasure Beach to partake in the meet me there activities.
Wow.
No institutions no.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things I know the argument for reducing the number of holidays. But Adebi Oho I be institutionalized. Republic Day, no say you are celebrating for 60 years. Into no matter where you stand on the Republic Day, no, it's become part of your institution, no. And yet there, in my mind, no, ne say you say you be changing, no. Unfortunately, no, when we change institutions like that now, retaliatory because when the next government comes now, very restore into share to say what is going on in the presidential wing cry because sometimes it's Jubilee House, sometimes it's Flagstaff House, the same thing with our universities. Universities are some things that you establish, and historically, you know, you establish university, you name it after the town. And now you name after the mission. So, for instance, University of Science and Technology. The mission is science and technology. University of Ghana. University of Cape Coast, University of Education in Winneba. Say no, ya started a rename to and me face Yema universities needing any whatever they were when they were set up. But department be Ubesia, it's a Ubesi School of Accounting, be a man naming after Ubi, say School of Accounting, Fridua Jima School of Accounting. But the main university name, like University of Ghana, say no, should never change. So too, University of Development Studies and all those type of things, no may enjoy name changing. The other thing I make my can say law no. Parliament, Mr. Invite me, member Abema testimony. We need to change because they say you have people going to most of the law programs after first degree. Into where you have 4 years first degree, no got 3 years law school, no pass the entrance exam, no, which the probability of that happening is less than 10%. But 10% to Makola, sometimes it's 2 years, sometimes it's 1 year. All changing is just like that.
I mean, come on.
Hard dream. The whole system is completely broken, and people need to wake up. President, no, your lawyer. To me, you know, this is one of the area. Obetime, I leave some legacy. On you interested in this issue, not on my. Yeah, show interest. No, put us together and let us come out with some solution. The last point, you know, exclusions. No, Mekabium, excluding people based on citizenship, because in a lot of African countries now, my example, no, exclusions in a trigger war, no, because obi a gun and in now the office politics no money bia and the problems be eba. The last point, Kwame. And saying Accra, Mahu say omoye high rise apartments. FAE. Now dear Bakoma who I am ye and he say, omoye high rise apartment now. Road night down when you know monye. Now you know DC ana law kwa etinima ebe spending $30 million to build a high rise apartment and leave the road in front there. So monye. One name be yamao. Womunye mrabi say. Ansana ube the first foundation best for high rise apartment. Now quite na da hon why onya for investment sika ko yempel investment. We have to start taking infrastructure seriously, and some infrastructure should be provided by the private people who will be benefiting most from such activities, because this high rise apartment last week be say be bon kami gani me teacher need them yes na me be yes there ma rose right that woman no.
Now this one says, can you imagine the amount of pound sterling going to the UK schools as payment for LLB fees? The issue of legal education goes beyond the Ghana School of Law to the study of first degree in law. Currently, UK universities find the demand for legal education so high and so lucrative that they have set up their outlets here, Kwame, Leicester, Lancaster, etc. They are ripping us off, and it's foreign exchange. Something must be done immediately. Larry, true. What are we doing for ourselves? Again, so yeah, am I home? But well, Nana Fredio Foriata and Bernard in PSCA and then the support services. Emma Professor Kweku Asare, our friend Kweku Azahh.
You made us say, Nankupon Yadoma, on the 9th of July. Coalition for social justice.
More demonstration.
Insecurity. Insecurity. Media for papa. Near yesterday, Abangi near Obetia Sentema, my say, Yebet 27 Tezuko Quachano. And Tessa no often when the Eka young Dudua Memu Ayakan Hubi. Demonstration. It's Obi Amra driver for Obia. Sabi Woka control would ding when ya kwang because we'll popo and each out. Where when you're 18 years, I win ya kwang for ding shabato home here. Obi Amra. Near to your home up mountain and shabang say near Kono Yangani Yahum. Never be break or so. I mean, Namikawa. You can't Kanea Bua, Eric Osro, you can Subua, Eric Osro. Let time as well. Kwanga yebinya ni achira yang adwen dia chiro mango no ene sakwan yi so nya da bia na sɛ obi bit nya kwan sɛ na ma betra na meken obi ho no nya obeka ba don nya kwan ba fa so aka nya obeye ni kwame niama mu yedin yes
okay me that say I gotta go, man. I really gotta go. A very big thank you to Professor Kweku Asare, aka Kweku Azahh, Nana Radio Foriata, and of course Bernard and MPCA. But the biggest thank you goes to you for listening, as always, for joining us by ear, voice, and text. Happy birthday, Mr. Robert Aqua, aka Action Man of Ghana Water Company in Yinem. It's from your children Collins, Eunice, and Lucy. Birthday wishes to you, Stephanie Mousy Kawu of AUCC. It's from Sheriff Dada Boat and Isaac. Once again, happy birthday to Mom Grace Hatsinodo, aka Gabi. It's from all your children. The next news broadcast is at 12 as always. Before that, Kofi Kumbilson takes over your radio. May your day be blessed. Keep your dreams and hopes alive is all you've got. Tomorrow morning, God willing, we'll be back. God bless. Good morning.